the run.
Yeah, I love that. The nickel look, 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then, you take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can...
Stephon Diggs, touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And now it's blocked. That's a live ball scooped up by the offense.
Turnover, that's what we do. Other way, let's go. Daniel Carlson set to kick off.
So after the block PAT, they're ready to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. Throwing on second and 14. Stafford.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at
all. Looking for a better play coming up on third. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. They'll run it with Johnson. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. An ideal start defensively. They already have the touchdown. Now they get the stop.
Just like they drew it up on the chalkboard. Does that sound dated? Right? Am I out of touch a little bit?
It's all right.
All right, grease board, heck, computer, exactly what you want, though. Score on your first drive, stop them on the first drive defensively.
It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Jameis now on 1st down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. But it's going to be 2nd down. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide-open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. He'll get 15 and a Vikings 1st down.
Ready?
Winston now to throw on 1st down. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. Touchdown, Vikings! Stephon Diggs with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
This time, the extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
Carlson set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down. Now Stafford. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. So that one will be accepted. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Winston. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 12 yards there, 1st down Vikings.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. Again, it's Winston. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now in the ball game for Jameis Winston. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
Well, Brandon, if we go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator, he showed us his script. Didn't show us everything now. He said, here's the script for the game. I think everything's going according to plan in a big way. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's about as good. That is as good as you can do, I guess. So, well done.
Yeah, well done indeed. Tremendous execution.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Lions take over 1st and 10.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Everson Griffin on the sack, taken to the 4th round back in 2010. What a steal. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. They're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Back to throw. Stafford. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Easy, easy. Hey, Charlie.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Stafford. He completes it to Jones. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. A big gain of 28 as the drive continues. They'll run on 1st down. It's Johnson. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Zebra.
A gain of 4.
X3. 218. Chop.
At the 42-yard line.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Stafford looking downfield for Jones. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. The Lions on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Hey, Alpha. You ready?
Here's Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 45-yard line.
Give me your radar.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Anderson-Dejo. And this one will be brought back to the 22. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the 1st half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. And all they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Jameis to throw it. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Play fake. Winston. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
It was no secret who they were trying to get the football to.
Well, no, they went to him on 1st down, 2nd down, 3rd down, all 3 incomplete.
Yeah, and when you're unable to connect and you force it in that direction, all you're doing is giving confidence to the defense. They feel like they're really hurting you in a big way.
Agnew now to return. 12 yards on the return that time, and the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
We know, but let me finish.
Okay,
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for his big tight end there, Jesse James. But it'll be 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On the ground, this is Johnson. And he'll get it down this time to the 17.
call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Use all quarters.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. He gets this one to Johnson. And he's able to pick up the 1st down before he's tackled right at the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On 2nd and goal, Stafford escape, and he has his receiver. That's Jones. Lions touchdown. Marvin Jones. His 2nd touchdown on the season as they are now on the board here in the 1st half. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This will be taken very short. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up near the 42. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Throwing is Stafford. His throw incomplete. Kenny Galladay, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Here's Johnson. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1. On 3rd down, Johnson. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the 1st down. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. On 1st down, it's Johnson. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Now a first carry for their fullback. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. To throw on 3rd down. Stafford. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Stafford will stay out there. He'll lead his guys up to go for it on 4th down.
Right there. 54, right there. 54, Mike. Exit.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Now Greg Joseph for the field goal try. This from 36 yards out. The kick by Joseph is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken short. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they...
Touchdown, Vikings! Jameis Winston with his 4th touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Fielded about a yard deep. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. On first down, Stafford here. He'll get this one to Galladay. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Stafford. Jones has it. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 28. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. Now a first down throw. Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down. Now Stafford. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. Throwing again on second down. Stafford, the quick slant caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Three buck. Check 31.
22. Hey, red. Protein spill.
Stafford on third down. Johnson's got it complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Just a yard, but that's all they needed. And by the slimmest of margins, it'll be first and goal. They'll run it with Johnson. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. Second down and goal. Stafford to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Now we got 3rd and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3. Can this Vikings D hold up one more time? 3rd and goal.
Hey.
Stafford now to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So now 4th and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I've got to go for it right here. The clock's dwindling on me. Let's go get it done.
The kick by Joseph is good. And that'll get the deficit down to 15. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need them to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
This will be taken very short.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Flowers. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this 3rd quarter. Throwing on 2nd and long. Winston. And Diggs has it. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you're throwing so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. A good return there, 17 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over.
1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready? Blue 60.
54. They want this. He's checking.
11.
Right there.
Hey.
Right there. 54 Mike.
Big 20.
It's a party now.
Hey, one set. Behind.
On 1st down, it's Stafford. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 yards there and a Lion 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. The tackle goes there to Linval Joseph.
Well, big man with ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
At the 35-yard line.
He goes, set! You waiting?
Check. Watch me.
Like 7. You ain't got nothing.
On 2nd down, Johnson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 11 yards there and a Lion 1st down. They go play action here on 1st down. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Marvin Jones, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. As they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score. Extra point splits the uprights as this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. This will be taken short. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a 1-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Winston. It's complete to Diggs. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
We're going 25 to Mike. Oh, here we go. Oh. At 25. And even. 25 to Mike. Ricky.
On play action, Winston. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
On 2nd down, Winston again. This is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Call that a very strong gain of 24. They'll throw again. Winston. Through an opening, and there he goes. He's at the 50. He's at the 30, 20, 10. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tank.
That's your boy Old Mo, you said. Momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he's kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
Boy, hard to ask for a better game thus far. 27 apiece is our score as the kick's away. This will be taken very short. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the pick six, and they decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this one.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early. to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Winston. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, Winston. And he's able to find Diggs. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That last catch, a big one, folks. He's now gone over 300 yards receiving in this game. It is a game for the ages. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. Now Winston. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now Winston. Open man here is Conklin. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
And Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
Check. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Let's go.
They run it again with Cook. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Winston. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. 4th down now, and defensively, Charles, you know, they're just asking this crew for one more stop.
And you know that they're feeling the momentum right now, but they have to be very careful not to get over-exuberant, overexcited, and blow an assignment and give up the big first down.
So a big one coming now for Daniel Carlson. This to take the lead here in the final minute. The kick by Carlson is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is indeed good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Let's see if they are in line with Charles Davis. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
As we said, they control their own destiny now. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. 3rd and 8 situation, a tough spot here in overtime on the opening drive. Jameis to throw it. The open man is Smith. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28.
Ready? Slack 25. Here we go, even.
Running the jet sweep. This is Thielen with it. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Give him 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a 3rd down. He's padding his already great numbers here in overtime. More importantly, though, moving his guys downfield.
And I think that's exactly what's going through his head right now. Moving them downfield, putting them in a position to win the game. The stats, that's for the fantasy guys. I know they're enjoying that show.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Trey Flowers able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
So a big move here, playing to win in overtime. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Winston to throw for it on 4th. Oh, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
And he's got room. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Here we go. He's crashing.
Double right. Zebra. Hey. Motion.
First throw in overtime for Stanford. Sliding out of the pocket. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Get ready. Check 99.
Hurry.
Now Stafford. Open man is Cameron Batson. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 14.
Monday.
Right there. 50.
Zebra.
Me and you all day. I'm coming after you.
3rd and long. It's Stafford. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Here comes the Lions punter now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Ready.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Oh, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Neither team scored yet. Now we go to sudden death. Next points win this game.
How about the tension right now? It is ratcheted up, isn't it?
This is caught inside the 15. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So we'll take a break with them and be right back. So that's it. No double overtime until the playoffs rolled around, so that means this one ends at a tie.
Yeah, that's ultimately unsatisfying for both teams, the fan bases. Heck, for us.
True.
We came here to see a winner, right?
We did.
Winner and a loser. We didn't get it. We end up with a tie. Everyone walks away. A little bit cranky on this one.
Meh.
Yeah,
MEH, man. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the Sports.com.